You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, we have got some spoilers for next week about Victor Newman and why he is going after Jack Abbott, and also what Phyllis Summers is plotting as world domination seems to be on the menu. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got some exciting info for the week of February 3rd through the 7th, and if you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. So as we end this week on January 31st, we get the good news that Victor Newman came through his surgery just fine. The shot Ian Ward took was a through and through clean shot when he fired on the mustache. No major organs hit, but Victor did lose some blood, needed to get stitched up, get a transfusion. The whole family thinks that he is a hero. Adam, Nick, Victoria, Claire, Nikki, Michael, everybody. It was pretty amazing that after Ian shot him, that Victor was able to tackle Ian and shoot him. And what was also amazing was listening to him and Victor griping at each other while both bleeding out. But the EMTs declared Ian dead at the Newman mansion, only for him to wake up in the ambulance. I suspect he may go missing from the morgue, since Nick mentioned that that's where Ian wound up when he was talking to Sharon on Friday's episode. Victor obviously heals up pretty fast, because next week he's already back home at the new ranch house, healing from his surgery, recuperating at home with Nikki. And rather than him relaxing with family and being thankful, well, Victor's getting grouchy with a rival. You would think this life and death vendetta with Ian might have given Victor some perspective, given him some chill, but no, he's back to business as usual, which of course involves messing with other people's business. So a concerned Jack Abbott heard about the murderous mess and stops by to check on Nikki Newman next week. Jack tells her he just found out what happened. He's relieved to see she's okay. But then guess what? Her husband Victor is upset that Jack stopped by to check on Nikki, and he starts yelling about what the hell is he doing at their house. He's very angry to see Jack there. I just wonder if Victor's going to start yelling about debauchery again, his favorite word whenever Jack's in the room. So now that Jordan's dead and Victor assumes that Ian is dead also, he has free time to resume plotting against Jack and Jabot. Expect more on that next week. And speaking of plotting, Billy Abbott is doing some, and so is Phyllis Summers, but Daniel Romolotti is not sure he should hop on board with what they are planning. The context for this is that Billy told Sally Spectra he is done with the Victor and Chancellor revenge plans. Billy is hurt that his mom Jill betrayed him, but he plans to clear the air with her and then just move forward with his life. He told Sally he wants to build something of his own, go in a new direction, and when she was asking Billy what's his passion, what's made him happiest in the past, he talked about that podcast and also about working in media. So I suspect he may either be trying to start a new media company or revive some sort of past endeavor. Hopefully not the podcast. Do you remember the name of his podcast? It was so awful. The Grinning Soul. Just, ugh. And it was just Billy up late with Chelsea cheering by his mixer board while he just blathered. It was terrible. Anyway, Billy also has media in his background from way back with Restless Style. Remember that magazine? And of course, at Chancellor Communications, handling media and publications there. Next week, Billy tells Daniel and Phyllis that he wants them both to join him in whatever this new project is he has in mind. And when Billy tells them about it, Phyllis seems all in. She's very enthusiastic, talking about what part of the universe they're going to conquer first. Meanwhile, Daniel, who is unemployed like his mom, desperate for a job at this point, is still a little less than enthusiastic. He tells Billy that when something sounds too good to be true, it often is. So I'm glad that Daniel is tapping the brakes on this until they find out more. I mean, if Billy's endeavor is creative, maybe it would be a good fit for Daniel. And of course, Phyllis can figure out how to work on anything. So we'll just have to watch and see. The last bit of spoilers we have for the week of February 3rd is all Hamilton, Hastings, Winters family drama. drama. Remember, Nate and Audra just got back from LA with Amy, who of course is struggling with her health. She has leukemia, it's end stage, and the trip to California really took it out of her. And if you recall, Nate offered his half-brother Damian King a job as a way to get him to sit down and meet with him and talk with him. And Abby and Lily weren't so sure about that approach, but Devon Hamilton was fine with it. He fully supported Nate making this job offer to Damian and said, let's just see how it goes. Now, of course, Nate knows Damian does not need a job from him. He owns the company that he has been working for while moving town to town in what seems like various jobs, but really are all for the same company. And he also owns the real estate investment firm that owns the various apartments he's been living in while bouncing town to town for some reason. So he does not need Nate or Devon's money or job, but Damian has secrets for certain. So the new hunk comes to Genoa City next week, and he is still playing along with the job offer scenario, and he's asking Nate for more details about the job. But the ex-doctor is not ready to get into that yet. First, he wants to clear the air with Damian. Nate says, before we start talking business, there's something you need to know. And remember, Nate already told Amy he was going to come clean to Damian and tell him that they are related, that they're brothers. And of course, Amy worries that Damian will freak out and just leave town without speaking to her, and of course worried that he'll cut Nate out of his life for lying to him when Nate's the only family he really has left. So for me, I suspect that Damian might already have some suspicions about who these people are and what they might want. I mean, he's successful, he's got money to spend, so he might have been keeping tabs on his mom, Amy, this whole time. He might have even known the private investigator was looking into him. There's just really no telling what he knows. So I'm very curious to see if Damian already knows that Nate is family and knows who all these people are and knows about Genoa City even. That would be kind of a big twist. Or Damian might know that his mom, Amy, has history in Genoa City and with Nate's father, even if Damian hasn't figured out that he and Nate are half brothers. So this should be a good one. And look for sparks to fly, because rumor has it hottie Damian is intended to be Lily Winters' new love interest. And heaven knows she needs one, since Daniel did her dirty and she hasn't had any lovin' since then. So I cannot wait for that.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.